Yes, I am so proud to be a Peloton member. Somebody said it's like a cult, and I said, you know what? Call it that. I am a member. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. It is a big part of my life, and I love it. And it was an awesome experience, and I cannot wait to go back.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wicked Smaht Zone in the house. All right.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 90 of the On the Runs podcast. We are coming to you live from Tara's GMC Tiara? It's not a Tiara. Sierra? Terrain.
Not even close.
We are coming to you live
Strike
from Tara's GMC Terrain. We are on Interstate 91. In 14 miles, we got to make a turn. But we are just getting off our New York City Peloton weekend. It was wicked fun, and we were part of the Wicked Smaht Zone. But first, I need to introduce my amazing co-host, Erika. What's up from the back seat?
How's it going, dude? From the front seat.
I got some extra leg room here. I hope you got enough leg
I
room
got
behind
plenty.
me.
This is a very spacious car.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
SUV,
Thank you, Tara, for driving. I greatly appreciate this.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. I'll get it right. Hey, I'm not the only one who gets names wrong, and we'll get to that later because somebody got my name wrong today.
But somebody got my name very right.
Twice. So we're in Connecticut now. We're driving. We just got off the train. This has been a lot of fun. What a weekend. We're like, we have to do this raw, unhinged episode. The Peloton episode deserves its own number. So you're getting 2 episodes this week, episode 90, and we should get into it. This has been, Erika, why don't you tell everyone how this happened, how this came to be?
This was such an awesome thing. We have to give a huge thank you to Josh Vernon for hooking us up. He got some bikes. I mean, I'm not even sure how he got bikes, but he got bikes. And he invited a bunch of the Wicked Smaht Zone, and we were lucky enough to be included in that number. And we pretty much took over the studio today. There were like 16 of us in there out of the 39 or
We
something.
definitely had
awesome.
we had over half the studio.
It
for
was
sure.
fantastic.
For sure. I want to give another shout out to Josh because Tara Pterodactyl is here because of Josh. When he invited us and the class was full, or at least the Wicked Smaht Zoners were full, I go, hey, I don't know if you know who Tara is, but she is Tara, but she is in Wicked Smaht Zone, and she loves Peloton, and we talk to her every day, and it'd be totally cool if she could go. So it was full at the time, and about a day or two passed, and someone had to back out. And who was the first person Josh reached out to?
Me.
That's Tara Pterodactyl from the front seat. Yes,
She better be in the front
he reached
seat
out to you.
driving.
How cool was that? She's at 10 and 2, by the way. Yes, everyone, don't worry. She has 2
Very
eyes
safe,
on the.
very safe.
Yeah, she actually asked us to podcast because she thought it would keep her awake during this drive. It's been a long day. We got up early. It's actually normal wake up time for her, but this is also her bedtime. It is 6:43 p.m. It is past her bedtime. Yeah, Tara, tell us about when Josh invited you to come on the ride, and then you joined us for this epic trip.
Yeah, so I got a Facebook message, and it was Josh Vernon, and he was like, hey, we had somebody drop out. Would you be interested in taking the last seat at Peloton? And I was like, oh my God, like, dream, yes. But I was like, okay, what's the date? So funny story real quick. I got my wisdom teeth removed last Friday, but I was like, I'm going to be recovered. And even if I'm not, I'm still going. So it was awesome. And I am like super grateful because honestly, like I was like a little kid on Christmas this morning and I am still smiling from ear to ear. It was awesome. So thanks, Josh. Really appreciate it.
Well, you are a trooper, let me tell you that much. And you are certainly not alone because all of us, or at least the first timers, let's put it that way, were absolutely glowing. Going into the studio, just being in the building. Oh, I can't even describe how amazing it was to just be near the people that you work out with every day.
We were a prime example of tell me it's your first time at Peloton Studios without telling me it's your first time at Peloton Studios. We're just like looking everywhere. We have smiles. We're like, check this out. Check that out. Oh my God. Hey, see, that's where the time ticks on the TV. There's a camera there, and our smiles. We looked like the Joker with that big smile, like the whole time. Huge smiles. Josh made us sit up front, which I'm thankful for. I did call him out on the last pod, a couple pods ago about, he's going to be up front. He heard that and he goes, buddy. The three of you are going up front.
I have to say a huge thank you for that. That was like an experience in itself, an extra experience, because it's I don't know, you get like extra attention from Matt. Like he looks at you during class and you feel like totally engaged. It was
You're so close to him too.
I know.
Like I couldn't believe how close we were to the stage and Matt and the bike. I was like, look how close we are before he even came out there.
It was so fun.
But we're getting way too far ahead right now. We're getting way too far ahead. So let's go back. Let's go Wayne's World here. Let's go. Let's go back in time. Let's go back to Friday, the 12th of January, and around 10:30 in the morning. Tara, you picked me up.
I did. So grabbed Eric. We made sure that he brought his running shoes and his wallet.
I had to be the mom for a second. He goes, "Don't let me forget my shoes."
Yes.
And he's like, "We're on our way," and I'm like, "Don't forget your shoes."
And the train tickets.
We'll get to that disaster.
Yeah, and then we drove down to Nashua, scooped up Erika, and we hit the road.
Road trip!
Yeah, and then we drove down to New Haven, Connecticut, and we hopped on the train, and then maybe we should go into the train story.
I'm going to let Eric explain this because to say it was a shit show was kind of an understatement. But let me just preface this by saying Tara and I had a wonderful trip. Eric, not so much. So go ahead, buddy.
The moment Tara picked me up, Tara Pterodactyl, the moment you picked me up, I was just like, whew, because I can relax. I packed. I got the kids all to school and everything. I've yet to eat. And we drive to New Haven. We had a wonderful car ride. And when we get there, I'm trying to play with the Amtrak app. I have yet to sign up, but I took care of all the logistics, the Amtrak train tickets and the hotel accommodations.
Thank you.
So I already had the Marriott stuff on my phone, but I'm trying to get the train ticket on my phone. And Tara goes, "Oh, just go grab some paper ones. Not a big deal." I'm like, yeah, that's wicked smart. Wicked smart of you, Tara. Let's do that, Tara Pterodactyl.
Jesus.
This is going to be awful. I'm going to get it wrong all the time. So we get our train tickets, and then we're like, we need to eat. I haven't eaten. So we go to Subway. We all got a sub, and they package it up, and then you guys are like, we got to go. They're boarding our train. So we run to the train, and Erika, tell them about how difficult it was to find seats on this train.
Oh man, we're walking. We just picked the first car that we could, and everyone has one seat here, one seat there, one seat. So there was no way we were.
The seats are 2 by 2 with an aisle in between. So you'll be, one of us would be sitting by ourselves, but in all these seats, one seat was taken in the 2 by 2s.
And then we were like, all right, just sit. It's okay if we're not totally next to each other. So Tara's sitting in one seat. I'm sitting in the one in front of her, and Eric's 2 rows ahead of us. And of course, we picked the quiet car. What is wrong with us? Okay.
So Tara's like, as I'm coming, she goes, "Eric, take this seat." So I go to that seat, and this woman there, you guys know when you go on an airplane and I guess on a train, you're like, at least on an airplane reserved seating, you're like, I hope I have someone cool, someone who doesn't smell, someone who's not a disaster. And this woman looks at me and kind of throws an elbow and kind of purposely knocks her bag into the seat by saying, "No way, motherfucker, you're not sitting here."
She gave you the Heisman.
Yeah, she gave me the Heisman. You're right.
Oh.
So I go another row forward, and I look at this girl, and she's in a seat, and I go, "Can I sit here with you?" And she's like, takes her Beats, what do they call those Beats? The Dr. Dre Beats, takes them off. She goes, "Oh, yeah, absolutely." And I'm like, I look at her, and I go, in my mind, I'm like, you are the perfect seatmate I think I've ever seen in my life. You just got your shit together. You're organized. You're just like, yeah, absolutely. I sit down there, and then the next thing I hear Tara and Erika go, "Where are the tickets?"
And of course, he's checking his sweatshirt pocket, checking his other pockets. He pulls out his backpack, can't find him. He's checking his bag that he has his sub in. And
So
you need to tell this story, man.
So
Why are you making me do it?
the tickets were in the pocket on my hoodie, and I think I accidentally put them somewhere on the shelving above me when I tried to sit in the first seat, and the woman gave me the Heisman. And I can't find them. And so as I'm looking, I'm like, oh, maybe I put them in the bag with the sandwich. So I take the sub out that was poorly wrapped and just imagine it unrolling, like just rolling 5 times through the wrapper and then just all over the floor, all over my lap, all over my backpack. Sweet onion chicken teriyaki. My backpack is all sticky. My hands are all sticky. I'm a mess. This is a disaster.
We get the best set of like Facebook messages. Me and Tara are reading them, like, and we just imagine the anguish that's going on. He's like, "Oh my God!" All capital letters. You're not going to believe what happened. I'm a total mess right now.
This girl next to me must be like, I got that guy. I got the guy you never want to sit next to. I can't believe it. And so I'm trying to pick up parts of the sub. I'm throwing it in my bag, and I had chips in the bag, and all that sweet onion sauce got on the chip bag, so that's ruined. It's just ruined. It's all trash.
Hot mess express here.
I salvaged what I could of the sub, and I ate the rest of it, and I'm just like, you know, I got kids. I'm married. This girl doesn't care. You know.
Forget it. Forget about it.
I'm just like, oh, what's up, Siri? Okay, in 1.9 miles, we're turning. I salvaged what I could of the sandwich. I ate a little more, and I'm just like, this girl's got to be looking at me and saying I'm a mess. She's working on the computer and typing, and I can tell she's doing emails, and it looks like another chat. And I'm just like, I bet if I got a glimpse of that chat, it would be, oh my God, the guy who just sat next to me is a disaster, and I got to get out of here.
We were thoroughly enjoying all of this while it was happening a few rows ahead.
Then I'm like, I need to find a bathroom. Where's the bathroom? And Tara's like, the sign right in front of you that says bathroom. Maybe that's where it is. So I get all my trash, the food, and I walk forward and I walk to that sign, and then the sign goes, other side of car.
In her defense, that part was in very small print and we couldn't read it from where we were sitting. Well, he dinged me on it too because I couldn't. He's like, what, Erika can't read? And I was like, I can read just fine. I just can't see.
Right. Same here. I was like, I knew clearly that it said restroom, but I was like, I could not read the fine print.
Yep.
So I go to the bathroom, I take my trash, and I stuff it into the tiny little bathroom trash. I'm like, I can't come back out here with this bag. I gotta clean it up. I gotta fix this. I gotta salvage what I can. Wash my hands. I get all the sweet onion sauce off of me. I walk back to the seat. I sit down. I pull up my laptop, and I'm like, I'm going to look like a professional. I'm going to edit a podcast episode, the one you guys just listened to on Tuesday of Mike Seaman. This girl starts to pack her stuff, and I'm like, oh, God, she's moving. She's moving. I'm that much of a disaster. She is moving. She packs up her stuff. She puts it in her bag. She puts the bag under the seat. She looks at me, takes her Beats off, and she goes, hi, waves her hand like, okay, I'm going to have to get out for her. And she says to me, would you like anything from the snack car?
I was shocked when you said that. I was like, I wouldn't offer to buy you
Plot
shit.
Twist. Plot twist. Plot twist. Yeah. She's offering me snacks.
I'm like, did
in.
she not just see what happened to me when I had food? Like, do not give me food right now. I'm a disaster. I thought maybe she's like just like trying to be nice or something. She goes and gets food. She comes back, and then she decides to start up a conversation with me. And as we start talking, she's from Boston. I'm from New Hampshire. You know, she's like, I ran the Boston Marathon. The woman in front of the seat goes like this to us, Erika. She gets up on her knees, turns around over, and she goes, this is the quiet car.
If you know us at all, especially with the volume that Eric's voice carries, we do not belong in a quiet car. Not at all.
The best part was when this woman said it and she turned back around, this girl, her name was Meg. She looks at me and gave me a little eye roll towards that woman. And I was like, I think she's so cool. She was so cool. She was not like phased at all by the disaster that I was.
Yeah, Meg, thanks for putting up with my co-host. He is often a hot mess, so you just got to experience it firsthand.
Meg is a 2-time runner of the Boston Marathon, by the way, and I think
good for you, girl.
She did take our sticker and stuff, and she followed the podcast, so maybe she's listening. So thank you, Meg. But I think, Erika, you need to comment on Meg's attire.
Oh, girl. Your coat was, oh my gosh. It was a little bold for me. My tastes are very well. Let me say I have very like purpley taste, but that green, it was very bold.
She had this Boston Celtics green. It didn't have Celtics on. It's just
It did look warm though.
think
Oh.
of Boston Celtics green. This huge, what do you call it? Fake fur or what was it?
It was like it looked Sherpa, like
Yeah.
the Sherpa fur kind of stuff, but it looked so warm. Just I don't know if I could pull off that color.
When it was-
I could not pull off
When
that
it was
color.
when we were in the train, I just thought it was a blanket, and she was using it as a blanket. And then when we're getting off, and she throws it on like and puts her arms through the armhole. I'm like, that's a coat.
There you go.
But yeah, that was our train ride. We got to New York, and we figured it out. We walked to the to our hotel, and the funny part was we walked by a building that said Peloton on it.
We got so excited, and Eric put something in the stories for On the Runs, and we get some messages saying like, you guys do know that's the corporate office. Like that is not the studio. And we're like, actually, we had no fucking idea.
Newbie alert! Newbie alert!
Again, tell us we're first timers without telling us you're first timers.
We got at least 3 or 4 messages like that. Hanna was one of them. Josh.
Yep.
We had someone else who's been there before, and that was funny. We're like, well, I remember texting Josh the address. Is this the correct address? He goes, that's the one. And the nice part was we did do a little recon because this was in the afternoon. We did a little recon. We took a trip down to Peloton Studios, which was about a 2-minute walk from our hotel.
You did great with the selection of the hotel. Let me give you lots of credit for that. It was super close. I mean, we even tried to stall. We're like, we really shouldn't get there this early. So we had to kind of be like, all right, what can we do to add some time? Because it's like literally a 2-minute walk.
So we made that 2-minute walk down yesterday, Friday, and we opened the door and we asked, what's the deal? Are we allowed to come in, or do you need to be signed up for a class today to come in? We took a picture. I took a video, Erika. You want to tell them about the video I took?
I don't remember the video.
Bex Gentry.
Oh, God. Okay. Eric just loves to embarrass me, and he will send Bex random videos. So pulls his phone out and, hey, Bex, like the usual video. And I'm like, oh, my God. He's like, how I love to embarrass Erica. I'm like, it works every time, like a charm.
What's up, Bex? Just one of my famous little videos to embarrass Erika.
It works every time.
Check it out. Tomorrow morning with Maddie, but wish we could meet you another time.
Nice to see you. So,
Bex,
another one.
Bex, I love that you reply to me every time, and she was like, "Oh, I wish I was there this weekend. Have a blast. When we'll see you when you come. Come back for me next time." Oh, it was so great, Bex.
That's the plan.
Bex, you're the best. And we walked around. So they told us to go to the retail store. You walk around this building. So we walked around and we saw another sign that said Peloton. And Tara's like, "There it is." And then she walks in and we followed suit. Tara, where did we actually walk into?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we walked into the back of Peloton and a very nice security guard told us that we couldn't be there. So, again, tell me you're a newbie without telling me you're a newbie.
So we were basically in the upstairs. For all of you who have been there, there's an upstairs. You go up the stairs and there's locker rooms. We were behind there where there used to be a retail store, I guess, and they're remodeling it. So
Yep.
it will be the new retail store soon. We eventually finally found the retail store, and you two had your visas out and ready.
I was kind of disappointed in the selection, though, because we went down to the showroom. It was literally like a half a second walk from the studios, and they just had like this tiny little section, and it had some like Lulu stuff, and of course it was nice, but I was like, oh, there's not a lot to choose from. So Tara and I had to put our credit cards away because nothing really grabbed us, and
Well,
God knows I have enough Peloton
a
apparel.
few things
seriously.
did grab you, and one was that rower.
Oh, God. I don't need any more equipment, but that row is pretty freaking sweet.
I think that Peloton Tread Plus is amazing. And when I have more room, that will be a big purchase for me. That will be like a purchase plan.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's how I bought my tread.
The guy kept telling me his name. What was his name? Jordan or Jacob? Something like.
I got his Jordan. Jordan sounds right.
Yeah,
and
I got his
Tara
card.
has the card, I think.
He kept telling me the footprint is the same. And I'm like, yeah, but this Plus
It's
just
taller.
feels so much better. I'm looking right now. Oh, his name was Jordan Jacobs.
There you go.
That's why I was right both times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like so excited. I'm talking about the plus, and he's thinking big sale, commission check, $6,000 treadmill.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm like, not until I have a bigger house, dude. Not until this podcast blows up and we're making bank and we're hiring employees like Tara Pterodactyl.
Yes, I will be the first employee on the payroll besides you two.
Yes, I'm in for that.
I think forever your name is now Tara Pterodactyl. Erin Azar has her podcast, non-members only. Check it out, guys.
Michael Motorcycle.
Yeah, Michael Motorcycle. Tara Pterodactyl.
I'm down with that. I mean, I'm going to start spelling my name Tara with a P.
Please.
Yeah, so we went to the retail store. Then what did we? We met our tour guide.
Oh my God. We have to give the biggest shout out to Eric's sister Hanna, who brought us under her wing all weekend long.
One of our patrons.
And also your wonderful sister. So her and her wonderful boyfriend, Mike.
Mike Nye, the bagel guy.
Yes, Mike and Hanna were just so good to us all weekend long. They took us to the touristy spots where they would never normally travel, especially Times Square.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, we first went out for dinner. We went to Whitman's. That was a good place. That was a good
burgers.
joint.
Oh, delicious burgers.
I did not get a burger though.
Oh, you got what? Chicken sandwich?
I got like a grilled chicken club sandwich. It was very good. We can talk about burgers later too. But you guys got some appetizers. We got tater tots. I thought the fries were amazing. But what did you get, Erika?
Fried pickles. Hanna nailed it with those pickles. Not that she made them herself, but she picked them, and we had a couple orders, and I was just like, I don't mind if I do. Those went wonderful with the burgers that everybody else got.
And I got a beer. The two of you did not drink.
No.
What are we calling this? Dry January, right?
Yes, in preparation for what? Very wet April.
Wet April. Like flooding.
No, we were trying to plan out the next time we would be able to make it into the Peloton Studios, and we're like, we'll do April and we'll do the classes, and then afterwards all bets are off, and if we want to drink, we're gonna go ham. E-ham. Oh,
We're going to go E-ham.
We're going to go E-ham. Speaking of E-ham's a jam, I'm pushing. This is officially going to happen. I have power. I have influence. Erika's going to change her Instagram handles to 6-star Erika. Tara Pterodactyl and I think this is like, it has to be done.
Yes, 100%. I'm on board with that.
It is your Peloton name. And people on Peloton are going to look for you on Instagram, and you're going to be 6-star Erika, unless you want to be Erika on the runs. We'll get to that later. You should change the Insta. I got her to change her Instagram profile picture to her and Matt Wilpers, and I'm going to eventually get her to change it to 6-star Erika. Better do it before some other Erika gets her 6-star.
Well, I'll still have the Peloton one, though, so they can't have it. Ooh, maybe if somebody else does take it, they'll pay me big bucks to give them my Peloton handle.
So, after dinner, I don't know why. I will take blame. I thought for some reason, originally my daughter Adeline was supposed to come, and I was like, we'll take Adeline to Times Square because they got all the theaters there and Broadway. Not that we would go to a show. Maybe we would. And you got all the lights, and she would just want to like do a couple poses and pictures. And yeah, I think everyone maybe should go once, or at least that's what I thought. My opinion might have changed since then. But our tour guide took us to Times Square. We got there via the New York City subway system and escalators.
Oh my gosh, the escalator, the world's longest escalator. It was probably about like 25 seconds, but it felt like 7 minutes.
I think it was actually 3 minutes. I think it like pushed 3 minutes, not even kidding.
Yeah. And then let me tell you, the steepness, I had to hold on. I got a little motion sickness, the heights. It was just like, it was very cool, but very trippy.
I think it was about a minute and 20 seconds into this escalator ride when I realized we're still on this escalator and we're only halfway. And I'm like looking now, and you can't even see the top because you've gone down so far, and you're just starting to see the bottom, which is like a mile away.
All right, somebody needs to Google this, like how long this escalator is.
I have been on longer escalators, but not the stair type. I've been on the long ones that's like just straight and flat in an airport. Like you go to Chicago O'Hare, you go on those super long ones underneath the ground when you got to go to the other terminal. I've been on those. I would say this was longer than most of those.
Probably was, but I had experienced something like that when I was in London. You just went down very deep. It felt like, how am I going down so much?
So we're going to Times Square because I thought.
Oh, wait.
What's up?
Okay, I Googled this. I had to.
Okay.
So the Hudson Yards escalator. You ready for this?
That was the subway escalator. Yes.
84-foot vertical drop, longer than any other in the subway system. So I think that's just a New York City subway system, but like, holy shit. That's
84.
really...
Does it have anything about how many feet it is in total length, or how long of a ride it is?
Let me see. I'm clicking on the link now. We'll see what it says. Dun, dun, dun.
12 seconds later.
No, it really doesn't give me any information.
All right. Maybe we'll get that to you later. We'll do some actual.
Still pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Feet, that's
84
crazy.
vertical feet, guys.
Yep.
Just think of that. Think of that in the.
It's a freaking lot, dude.
So we go to Times Square because, one, we kind of already planned it, and two, let's get pictures in our beautiful blue On the Runs t-shirts and just explain to all our listeners, like, if you haven't been to Times Square, explain it to them what it was like and how I think instantly we're like, why did we do this?
We had instant regret. Let's just put it that way. There were so many people there, and it was just sensory overload. You've got crazy flashing lights, noises, really creepy, like, cartoon characters, like Elmo.
Like,
you must have seen the Elmo.
Yeah, I saw the Elmo, and
weird.
I saw like the Minnie Mouse and the Mickey Mouse. They looked weird, super pointy nose.
It's very.
And they're all walking around
bad.
with the mascot head above their head, and it's like, I would feel so bad for kids who think that that's really Elmo, but like, oh my God, what happened to Elmo's head? You have people there like these Comedy Central people who are like, free comedy show, Comedy Central, go. We have 2 shows tonight at 5, 7, and 9. That's 3 shows, my math. I know that's fake because one of the last times when I was in New York City in like 2005 or 6, we saw those and we learned how it was fake. We took
those are fake, really?
We took the bait. Yeah.
Oh,
no. They say it's a special edition. They're recording for Comedy Central, and you really just go to some like hole in the wall comedy studio of these comedy people trying to make it big. It was a fun night, but it's
not what they were selling.
Total scam. Total
Okay,
scam.
all right.
You have people there like, hey, professional. The guy stuck a camera in front of one of your faces, took a photo, and go, do you want your professional photo?
Oh,
Yeah, it was like a legit. I probably had my mouth wide open, side view, like not cute at all. And I'm like, does that really sell? Like, does that sell? And then also 4 things for me for Times Square. Okay, the giant gorilla,
oh yeah.
the unlimited supply of churros, the out of shape Spider-Man, and the contact high because all I smelt was marijuana.
Oh, it was an experience.
Tell them about the spinny thing where you can take the 360 photo.
Yeah, they had like 4 of those set up, and you stand together on the platform, and the camera goes around. $20 for 4 people. I did not take the bait.
It was tempting, though. I was like, if anything, this would be kind of
That would have been the only thing I would have done. But
Yeah.
as we continued to walk, when we came back, Tara noticed that the song was the same song all the time. And imagine listening to the same song all day if you're working there, like how that would be, and tell them about the song.
The Empire State of Mind, Alicia Keys and Jay-Z. And I may or may not have used it in my story on Instagram because it was, I think I went to bed last night kind of singing it.
Definitely got stuck in our heads. Let's put it that
Because
way.
New York, concrete jungle,
Wet
something
dream
but
tomato.
It's nothing you can't do.
No. Have you guys ever heard the misheard lyrics for that?
No.
Concrete jungle, wet dream tomato.
Oh.
Try singing it the normal way now.
So
I dare you.
Is the normal way not concrete jungle?
Concrete jungle, where dreams are made of.
And the
Wet
fake one.
dream tomato.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
It's
Find it.
forever ruined.
All right. Here's your homework. Find it for me, and I'll put it in the show notes of this episode.
Fine, I got it.
We weren't done with Times Square, though. The 2 of you tried to kill me, actually. Where did we go next?
Oh, God. I don't remember.
Well, you tried to kill me. What am I allergic to?
Cheese?
Chocolate,
Ice cream.
Dairy.
dairy,
You took me to a building filled with nothing but dairy.
the M&M store.
I didn't know that. If you sniff it, will you like, will something happen?
No, but it was death all around me. It was like, oh my God, don't touch anything.
Like, listen, just because you can't have cheese doesn't mean I can't. Don't deprive me of cheese.
So you made a few purchases there, but you almost made one purchase that was so tempting, and you're like, should I buy this for Matt Ken? Little outfit that you could wear for him.
Oh, the M&M nightgown? Yes. So my boyfriend was like, okay, if you can bring me back a couple things, I'd love a piece of New York pizza. And then he was like, I love the M&M store. Okay, every time I go to Times Square, I go to the M&M store. And he's like, get me green M&Ms. So we went in there, got him a bag of green M&Ms, and they had this really cute lingerie piece. But I was like, I don't know if that would do it for him. So I left it on the rack.
But you did get him the really cool golf ball, so Matt, you better not use it.
Before we are finished recording this episode, Tara Pterodactyl, you need to share with everyone the story about how you met Matt Ken. All right, we're going to do that at the end, guys. If we don't, I won't forget. We're going to do it. So yeah, that was our night. We made our way back thanks to Hanna telling us what subway to get on, what train, and then we found our way and went up the impressively long 84 feet vertical climb escalator and back to our hotel and called it a night.
First, we went to Whole Foods.
We went to Whole Foods. Yes, Erika, what did you get at Whole Foods?
A lot of desserts. I think a couple of turnovers.
Do you remember what I found?
Yes, Ryan Van Duzer's favorite dessert.
So Ryan Van Duzer always talks about fish food, the Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and it's so hard to find dairy-free ice cream. And then all of a sudden, dairy-free fish food from Ben & Jerry's.
How was it? I don't even think that we got your reaction from it.
I think you just ate it the whole thing and then just
on a
we're satisfied.
On a Dave Portnoy, one bite, everybody knows the rules scoring. I would give it a 9.4.
Oh.
It was really good. Chocolatey, had these chocolate chunks in it and stuff. It was so good.
All right.
And we even sent a video message to Doozer, and he's like, yes, that was so yummy, yummy, yummy. Doozer, dairy-free fish food, Ben & Jerry's. I've never seen this. I can't have ice cream. I saw this. I'm like, holy cow, I got to get it. I'm in New York City on the run, just on the road. Check out the shirt, man. We got Erika. We got Tara.
Doozer!
And we're watching your Boulder because we're talking Tara into going. Tara, are you committed?
I'm 90% there.
She's 90%. I'll take that. We're in. Hey, I see her in Baja. I'm happy. Go finish the trip. Get those last 26 miles. We'll see you on Memorial Day at the Boulder with the dairy-free fish food.
See, you would need to get somebody like me who can have the original version and the non-dairy version to really tell how it is.
I think you would be extremely impressed in how close they are.
Okay.
Because,
well, how would you know?
Because when I was a kid growing up, I would get dairy-free ice cream, and it would come in a pint size like a Ben & Jerry's. And you remember ice cream that most people got, normal people without a dairy allergy, it would be in a box? Mm-hmm. My family would all eat my ice cream first because I thought it was amazing. And then I'd be out of ice cream, and they would have their ice cream. And Hannah's today still says she never did that. So I do think my dad and my brother did it all the time.
Some accusations there.
So I will give Hanna maybe you didn't. You were very young at the time, and you couldn't reach the ice cream. Yeah, but we got some food for the next day. We went back, and then we made a few goodie packs for Bex and Denise Kelly, who is one of the communications managers at Peloton, because we love them, and they were so amazing when we had Bex on just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we had to bring them a little something just to say thank you for being so amazing and all that they've done for the podcast. So, yeah, we made some nice little thank you notes and gave stickers and T-shirts.
We easily
little
spent
goodies, you know?
Yeah, we easily spent an hour doing this. Tara Pterodactyl's trying to go to bed because it's way past her bedtime. We were typing our letters on the computer, and then you hand wrote them with some glittery pen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I brought, though. I had these they were Sharpies that wrote in purple, but then turned to the silvery shimmer kind of thing. And I'm like, this is awesome.
So we wrote both of them letters. We put goodies in both for Bex. One was for Bex, one was for Denise. So Bex got 2 T-shirts, one for her and one for
Austin.
That's
yeah,
right.
Just in case.
And then we got one for Denise, and we gave them stickers and magnets. We put them in those on-the-run poly mailers that we ordered a few months ago, and we sent when everyone bought shirts. We had a few left. So that was so cool. We did that, and they haven't gotten them. As of right now, they haven't haven't gotten them, but I know for a fact that Bex's little goodie bag, her little poly mailer of all the goodies, is on her table in her green room. So the next time she walks into the Peloton Studios and gets ready, she's going to come upon that. And you better take that live class because you're going to get a shout out. And she's going to go, 6-star Erika, happy run 12,053. And thank you so much for the goodies. Oh my God, you know.
I can tell you right now, if it's Tuesday, I'm not going to be able to make it. I have to work. I won't be able to get out early because it's at 5 p.m. and I technically work until 5, and it's not going to work. But I'll take it on to. I'm not.
Boss.
I can't. I'm sick. No.
I've been coming
I
down.
don't know.
I got to just go home at 4. I'm
I
not
will
feeling
take
great.
it like.
I feel
10
like I'm going to have
minutes
a
later,
fever
I
at 4
swear.
o'clock.
Oh man.
So, yeah, we did that. And then we called it a night and we all went to bed. And the two of you woke up pretty early and we're debating about waking me up. But you want to know something? The moment you woke up, I was awake the whole time.
You just
Laying in bed.
contemplating life.
Girl talk? Because me and Erika were like totally talking about our outfits and our hair and our makeup. So were you like listening?
I know it all, baby.
He was probably just like, oh, shut the fuck
great.
up already.
Good thing we were not talking about him, Erika.
I can't believe you wear cotton underwear when you run and do your bike rides.
That is a lie because I don't wear any underwear.
Ooh. That's a topic for another podcast. Could not. We could talk about it right now because I absolutely could not pull off not wearing underwear. Commando is not my thing.
So back to today. It is now Saturday morning, and we were up, I think, too early.
Probably, but I needed to like wake up. I needed to try to take a shit.
We
Didn't
both failed.
happen.
Yep.
I did not. I had a very nice poopy this morning.
You were the only one. Well, Eric had a good one the night before. He goes, if you guys will excuse me, I'm going to go downstairs and blow it up or something like that. I got to how did you word that?
Blow it up. That was
Okay.
exactly it.
I just remember laughing and saying, thank you for being so considerate.
I think I was like, listen, I'm going to leave. I'm going to be respectful to the two
Yeah.
of you and not blow up our bathroom.
And we appreciated it. It was pretty awesome.
I, on the other hand, did not care, and I blew up our bathroom this morning.
I tried to, but nothing happened. You know, it just is so disappointing when you look forward to taking your morning dump and it just doesn't happen, you know? Like nothing derails a morning like that, like not taking a shit.
I tried to, and I don't know if you could hear, but all that I got out was a big, long, just nothing but air coming out
Oh,
twice.
good God.
Twice, by the way.
Actually, when you came out of the bathroom, you said, "Oh, just a fart."
I'm feeling a little punch drunk right now with this whole weekend and stuff, but that's so funny to me.
So if any of you are ever around me when I'm trying to pick out what I'm going to wear or pack for a trip, you will realize that I am just as much a girl as the two of you, maybe even worse. And I'm like, do I wear the black bibs? Do I wear the colorful bibs? Does it match with my red shirt that Hanna got me? I want to wear the dark blue ones because they're more comfortable, but with the black match better. And you two are like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah, we were like, Eric, listen, wear this, okay? Like, you're okay. You're going to be fine.
Then I'm messaging that huge group chat because everyone's blown it up. I'm on my way, or I'm already there. Sid was there early, right? And I go, should I be wearing my bib shorts when I show up, or can I put them on? And this is actually more of a body glide question. I don't want to be putting on my body glide 90 minutes before the ride. And again, tell me you're a noob without telling me you're a noob.
I know. The next time that we come down here, we're going to be like professionals.
Oh, absolutely. We know the drill.
We're going to be like, oh, look at those people. They're new.
So I showed up in my black, joggers or whatever, covered in sweet onion sauce that the two of you said looked a little bit like...
Well, I don't know. Can I say it on air?
Jizz.
Well, it was your sweatshirt and your sweatpants were black. So it definitely looked like there was some type of liquid that was on your outfit, and we were not quite sure what it was.
So you told me the pants was okay. Do not wear the hoodie.
I think both were a little, they should have stayed in the hotel, but you needed some pants, so.
I wanted the pants. I brought shorts for later, but I'm like, it might be cold. I mean, it was wicked cold in our room. It was 61 degrees in our room. I was cold. I wanted to wear comfy pants and not jeans or whatever.
Yeah, no, you made the right call. It was a little, I mean, actually, can we talk about the weather real quick? I think it was 65 degrees at some point today, and it's January 13th. Or is it January 12th? January 13th in New York City, 65 degrees.
Yeah, but the wind chill today was like negative 40.
Yeah, the afternoon. So when I left the studio at 11, I had on a t-shirt and like paper thin leggings, and I was like living my best life. But then it got cold later because the wind picked up.
I left the studio. I'm like, I'm not even showering right now. And I went back and I had a tank top. I was sweaty and my shorts. And I was like, this feels so nice.
So we finally get there. We still got there early. We got there earlier than we wanted to because, again, the 2-minute walk from the hotel. We see a whole line outside the Peloton door, right? And there's some people, we don't know anyone, but we're realizing we're all Wicked Smaht Zone people. So we met Zoe and her mom. We met Karen. You met someone else that you knew?
Yeah, there was actually a group of women from New Hampshire, not part of Wicked Smaht Zone, but they were down there too. So like totally random. So I saw Amy. And then shout out to Courtney from Wicked Smaht Zone. Courtney, we're going to play golf sometime this summer.
And we're going to go skiing for 24 hours.
Yeah, so it was awesome. Like so many, like we were so well represented from New England. It was awesome.
So as we're waiting in line, 7 o'clock's rolling around, and here comes the man who made this all happen, the brainchild behind Wicked Smaht Zone, Josh Vernon. And I can confirm one thing about Josh.
Yeah.
He is tall.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, you couldn't miss him. We're like, there he is. There's the big guy.
Also, Janine, his wife, very tall too. Janine, this is your Strava hype girl, Tara.
Confirmed. Everyone was tall. The two of you are tall as well for ladies.
Yes.
Yes. That was great. Josh walks me in. We go to the locker room. I get dressed. Oh, it was so cool. Some girl gave us a tour of the studio. We're thinking we're gonna get a big tour of like the whole place.
Nope.
But really, she just walked us 10 feet and go, this is where you get your shoes, and the locker rooms are up the stairs, and this is where you'll sit. And I'm overplaying this like, no, this was great. She was fantastic,
Oh, yeah.
super nice and amazing. But I was like, oh, that tour was a lot less than what I thought it was gonna be. We thought we were getting like the insider scoop tour.
I met her
The
at
green room. I was like, oh, here we go.
I met her at the top of the stairs because I got through the check-in line a little bit faster, and I was talking to her, and I'm like, oh, you do tours? That's awesome. I'm gonna wait for my friends. Like we all should go on this together. And then she literally just walked us.
Well, let's go back about 2 minutes to the check-in. Tell everyone about the whole check-in process. The doors open, the gates open. It's all light. It's beautiful inside. The place is immaculately clean, and you walk to these 3 wonderful people with smiles welcoming you, and they got little screens, and you check in. Tell them about
it
that.
was super easy.
Welcome to cop.
She's not going fast.
Welcome to Massachusetts. Take a break, stay awake, and we have 7.7 miles until the Mass Turnpike. But yeah, check-in process.
Check-in was so easy. So we had to split into 3 lines. You get to the front. All I had to do was just hand over my ID. You just say, hey, what class are you here for? Oh, we're here for the 8 a.m. Mat Wilpers. They're like, very cool. You celebrating a milestone? Why, yes, I am. They give you these cool little stickers to put on your water bottles that should say like Peloton milestones. And they just congratulate you. Hope you have a great run, ride, whatever you're doing, and to send you on your way.
Yeah, it was easy. It was simple and easy, and they were so nice. I mean, maybe they're morning people. It was great.
So.
It was great. What we did learn is you can't go in unless you have a class.
Yeah.
And they give you that little blue wristband. Remember like the Live Strong wristbands
Well, they
everyone
had different color wristbands for different classes
really?
Because so we had the dark blue ones, and so Tara's got like a teal blue one, and then I had like a Carolina blue one for my Andy class later in the day. So they have different bracelets for whatever class you're doing.
All right. Did not know that because I only took the one. And I see that now. Tara Pterodactyl has 2 bracelets on, a dark blue and a green.
Yep.
So let's talk about the locker rooms. I was fortunate enough to have Josh with me. He brought me in. He's talking to me. He's saying, you do this over here. You do that over there. Here's the locker. Get the locker next to me. I picked number 22. That's my birth date. And he shows me how to use the lock combo. And I'm like, I had the benefit of Josh. You two did not have the benefit of anybody. I don't know if Janine was around you to help you out, but you two had some...
We did actually have Janine in there, and we still fucked it up.
Yeah, I had a little trouble with the locker combination. I read it, but I was like literally like I was so excited that like I didn't process how to do it, so I like just shut it and then I was locked out of my locker. So I had to have the lovely Peloton employee unlock my locker.
So what it was, just to kind of clarify it, so these lockers, they had little dials. It's a 4-number combination. So what you do is you set what you want, you close the door, you turn the lock, and then you have to like shuffle the numbers again, and then you plug in whatever combo that you chose.
And I think you have to do this every time after you open it.
Oh no, you could use the same combo.
You can use the same combo, but you need to make sure you go through that process.
Yeah, you got to
again.
like shuffle them after. But like Tara put it in, or like I don't even know what you did wrong, but I was about to do the same thing. And but there were lovely attendants in there who were happy to help us. We had Janine, we had Karen who was helping us out too. Like people were just ready to help.
They're
you out.
wicked helpful because they're wicked good people
nice.
from the Wicked Smaht Zone.
But let me tell you, those locker rooms are gorgeous.
Oh,
they are stocked with all the like the hair products, the body washes, like towels, anything you could need. Because you're welcome to shower there. You can just freshen up in between your classes.
As the guy says in Jurassic Park, spared no expense.
They pretty much don't. And I mean, for what we paid, these classes, I think you're paying more for the experience, and it's totally worth it.
Do you think we paid a lot? I don't think we paid a lot.
See, I'm not sure because I don't take any classes like this ever. So we need to find people who take like normal spin classes or like Orange Theory, something like that, to kind of give us a comparison. But
for the for transparency, we paid $35 a class.
Yeah, and so I took 2 classes, so there's $70 right there. So you would hope that they would trick out the locker rooms and stuff. But
I mean, I could see them saying $50 and still selling out.
Probably, yes. But
I think the thing that we're obviously paying the most for is the instructor.
Yes.
Because I mean, if you're taking an Orange Theory class or like a regular, a Strive class or something, like you're going to get somebody that lives on, down the road. But we're getting these people who are like famous. Like the Peloton, every single Peloton instructor is famous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Matt, I apologize for these two and that insult you just heard. You are not worth $35, man. You are like $199 instructor, man.
I'm not saying I wouldn't pay that, dude, but I just don't know. It seems like more expensive than something you'd pay for in New Hampshire.
Off the record, I would pay $200.
It was an amazing experience, and I wouldn't take it back. No way.
All right, 1.8 miles, Mass Turnpike, Pterodactyl, eyes on the road. We're going 90 east soon. So we go back to the green room, not green, by the way. When they said green room, I really thought it was going to be something, but it was just basically where you just sit down. We're outside the doors for Studio One. We get our shoes, and we eventually, it's like someone has a microphone. They go, "Attention, everyone! Studio One, the 8 a.m. Matt Wilpers 45-minute Power Zone class will be opening in 5 minutes." I feel like 1 minute went by and the doors opened and we all walked in.
Yep, it went by like it was just so fast. I was like, "Oh my god, it's really happening!" You were taking some videos too of us walking into the studio, and it was
what a cool experience.
It was so cool.
I mean, it's dark, but it's light, the perfect colors, and just like it was smaller than I thought. As I said earlier, we were so close to Matt. It was so cool, and we're walking around. We're like, so we were privileged. If we were in a group, so we were privileged to go first. They said the group goes in first, and I think that's why they did 5 minutes, but then they let us in for the group.
Yeah.
Because if you're a first-timer and you're not in a group, you'll get like a red card, or you'll get a white card or a black card. I guess black means you're a regular, you come a lot. Listen, you don't get special privileges, but first-timers do. We got to walk in first. We're like the 4th or 5th ones in line. Josh was ahead of us, and he's like, "Yo, you guys," because I called him out, said he'd be up front and center. He goes, "You're up here in the front row." And I don't know if you noticed this, but we had the first 3 bikes on our side, and then there are 3 more bikes to our left. Well, those 4 bikes to the left were taken, and I said, "I really think the 3 of us should sit together." And the dude, whoever he was, I have no clue, heard me say that. I purposely said it loud enough so he would hear me, and he was like, "I'll go back. I'm good."
Oh, that was so nice of him, though, because I was like ready to be like, "No, I'm gonna sit in the front." Screw you.
You're an asshole.
I know. I'm such an asshole. But I'm glad. That was so nice of him. Thank you, whoever you are, for that very kind gesture, letting us sit together.
So we had the first 3 seats. Tara Pterodactyl had the bike like almost right in front of Matt. If Matt's riding, she is in front of him at his 1 o'clock. And then it went Erika and myself. I'm at Matt's like 2 o'clock. Then you had 3 more, and you had a guy, I forget his name, but his Peloton name was Father of 3 Dragons.
Okay.
And then you had Zoe and Zoe's mom, and all I remember is her mom's name started with a C. It was like Cassandra or Cassandra. One of those.
Sure.
Yes. And then Josh was behind us and the rest of it. So we pretty much took up the entire...
We had half the studio. We really
even
did.
had someone on the other side. Because remember, Sid was on the other side.
Yeah, Sid was kind of a late join too. But
Happy birthday, Sid.
he was celebrating an epic milestone. He had 1,000 rides, and it was his birthday.
He got 2 shout-outs. And it
Plus
wasn't
a pre-show.
Right. Oh, maybe I'm thinking 2 because of the pre-show then.
Well, no, he had 2 in the class plus a pre-show.
And it's
I
not
think.
just like Sid, happy birthday, and Sid, happy like 5,000. It was at one point, happy birthday, Sid, and then 20 minutes later, dude, happy like 5,000.
It was awesome.
It wasn't 5,000, but it was something like that.
1,000.
Oh, it was 1,000. 1,000 Peloton rides.
Mm-hmm.
What a cool, we're in there for about 20 minutes, just spinning. Everyone has their phones out, taking pictures, taking video, and we're just like, oh my God, look how close we are. I mean, just that experience was worth the price of admission.
A lot of good
That was worth
anticipation.
$35.
So that's what the $35 goes towards.
So then eventually over a loudspeaker, you hear Matt, and I think it's like a auto-recorded thing.
Yeah, it's a recording.
But right after he goes, welcome to a live studio class, be careful to keep all hands and arms within the bike at all times and look for your exits and all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then right when that ended, the lights go out, and behind us, coming out of like the back room door, the man rocket himself, Mr. Matt Wilpers.
I hate that you call him that too.
Yeah, it was so cool, and he I could like smell him walking by me. That's how close I was.
Did he smell?
It was awesome.
Did he smell good?
Yeah, I'd sniff him again.
10 out of 10 would sniff. That's weird. Okay, never mind.
He comes by. He gives most everyone, pounds with like
Fist bumps.
a fist bump.
He fist bumped everybody in the class. And I will say the second class I took, the instructor did the same thing. Went around to every single
Amazing.
person on the bike and gave him a fist bump.
He did that before the class started? Okay, yeah, I kind of forgot. I remember I got a fist bump. I couldn't remember if I got one before or after. You're right. And because we're like really 15 minutes before the class, and he's going around and be like, how you doing? And he's like, yo, Josh, some guy was his neighbor. How do we make this happen? Where are you from? And all that stuff. And yeah, you're right. He did take that was really cool.
So it's still pre-show, and Matt decides to start talking to the audience. Like, where's everybody from? Starts talking. Then he's like, oh, who's training for stuff? And
oh, yes,
we had somebody's training for a marathon. Somebody's got a triathlon. And then I throw out, I'm like,
Yeah, Erika, someone's like, oh, I'm training for the New York City Marathon. I'm doing a triathlon. And then Erika's like, I'm doing a 100-miler. And he goes, 100 miles? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, wait, what?
I said, it's very slow.
Everyone, he would basically be like, oh, good luck in your marathon. What marathon? New York City? Yes, that's awesome. That was the extent to it for everyone interaction except for Erika's. Because he's like, where? Have you done this before? Is it hilly? Is it flat? He started asking you like 20 questions.
I know, right? He was intrigued.
You're running 100 miles? And she's like, yep.
Sort of. It's a lot of walking.
No big deal. No big deal.
New York City, awesome. Half marathon, very good. 100-miler. Oh my, which one? Wow, good for you. That's awesome. Is there like elevation and climbing? All right. Wow, that's intense. I paced someone for 15 miles. The last 15 miles of their 100-miler, and I was like, yeah, I'm too young for this. I need to grow up a little bit more before I can handle. That's awesome. Well, good luck. Kill it. All right, now we're doing our intro.
I don't want to go too far ahead, but when he congratulated you on a milestone, didn't he say she's doing a 100-miler?
He mentioned it in the beginning. He goes, "We have an athlete in here who's
That's right.
doing a 100-miler," and I was like, "He."
there was a lot of
that's me.
hee-hees.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, we have an inside joke now.
So the ride starts, and again, tell me you're a noob without telling me you're a noob. I'm looking around, and I'm like, there's this camera, and it has a red dot. That's the one that's on now. There's one behind us, and there's this other one that will slowly, like, move, and you can just watch Matt looking at it. And I'm paying attention to all the stuff that Matt's looking at. Like, I always wondered when I'm on the Peloton bike, he must have in front of his screen, like, this is how much time is left.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, it's actually on another TV, like on the ceiling, 20 feet in front of him. And I'm like seeing all this stuff. And I'm just really like, okay, so this is how they do the production. Oh, we got to talk about the picture. The picture that you'll see on the Peloton app. Yeah, the poses. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so the beginning of the class, he was like, all right, we got to do the poses, which I didn't know this was a thing. But when you look at the class on the app, the instructor is doing a pose. So what did he do, 3 of them?
We did 2 or 3, but he asked someone in the room, what should we do?
Oh, that's right. And then the best pose that I thought was hilarious, and Erika, we chatted about this on the train, was when someone was like flexing, and he was like, he's like, I don't have any muscles right now. He's training for something, which we got to figure that out.
I forget,
but he's like really like, he's like thinning out to like, I don't know what he's training for, but like he's not as cut as he would like to be.
He's still muscular, though. Like,
Yeah.
he could flex.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's training for a triathlon, I believe.
Gotcha.
And confirmed today, Pterodactyl is interested in trying a sprint triathlon.
Oh boy. If I say this on mic,
Take
then
it back.
I have
Take
to
it-
do it.
Take it back.
I would like
Think
to
about it.
dabble. I would like to do a sprint. But I will say, after talking with Josh today, Josh, I will give you some golf lessons this summer. He said that training for triathlons has taken away from his golfing, and I don't know if I'm ready for that.
But he's training for big ones, and he has a triathlon podcast now, and he's all in it. A sprint, we'll just go to the pool. We'll do a couple weeks in the pool, and you just got to bike 10 miles and run a 5K.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah, you don't have to lose any golf time.
And I still have no desire to do one.
Suck it up. Come on, Erika.
I'm busy training for a 100-miler. Actually,
right.
2 this year.
All right,
so.
all right.
I got my work cut out for me already.
So the bike ride begins, and when we first walked in the room, it was kind of cool, right? It got hot. I don't know how much you guys sweated, but I was dripping.
Oh,
Again,
my
I was
God.
a disaster, dripping. And every time I'm thinking he might do a call out, I don't want him to do it. And the camera panned to me and me being like, towel in my face. Those were nice towels, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Every bike was supplied with a towel. It was really great.
Thank God they were, too.
I thought we were going to get to take them home. Apparently, we weren't able to take them home.
Not legally. We probably could have snuck a couple out.
Next time, we'll practice. We'll prepare for this.
Yes, we did not want to get kicked out on our first time there and have our names on a poster.
It's not worth it for a
Banned.
towel.
Yeah,
no.
we turned off our phones too. We put them on the floor. We don't even want to know they're there. We're like, when he's in here, after we get going, we want to be welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
They already like us enough. They like us from the Bex episode. They like us. The communications team likes us. We want to be welcome back. We don't want to break any rules. Not yet. We just want to get in. Actually, not yet. Not never. But I would go for one of those nice towels for my bike. I'm sure I could get one if I wanted to buy one.
Dude, I will buy you one. I will buy you a set.
You heard it first. Erika is going to buy
I'm
me
gonna hook
some
'em
nice
up.
Peloton towels.
I actually have a shit ton I could even give you.
No.
Do you like the microfiber ones, or do you like the ones that they had on the bikes?
I like what they had on the bike.
All right, that's what I like too. Those
but
are my
I need
favorites.
multiple because that got wet.
Oh, definitely.
fast.
Yes. They come in 3 packs if you actually want to get the Peloton towels.
All right.
I'll hook you up, dude. Don't worry.
All right. You're going to hook me up with new
Yes.
fresh ones.
Absolutely.
Okay, not used ones that in
No,
your bathroom.
I will buy you your own set of brand new ones. I don't want your hand-me-down towels.
All right. The ride was awesome. I mean, besides dripping sweat everywhere, but
It went by so fast. Like, I can't believe.
it actually really did. Yeah.
But it almost felt, I don't know, the bike was different than my bike at home, and it kind of felt almost easier.
Yes, it was.
And
Yeah,
it's
to me
funny
too.
because I looked at my graph afterwards, and it was like I was in zone 5 and 6 on the graph. And I was like, how is this working? I was within my zones on that bike. So it was kind of weird to see that. But it was so much fun. He made it a blast. And thank you to everybody who joined. Like, we tried to see who would be on and give high fives. Stephanie Swan, I love you so much.
Go Hanna, ride girl.
Yes, also Hanna. But Stephanie was on for both the ride and the run that I did later that day. She was just dishing out the high fives, and she's sick right now. So thank you for all those high fives. I hope you're feeling better, Steph.
For those curious, we are now taking exit 90 and going on to 290 through Worcester, and we have 1 hour left in our drive until we drop Erika off. It is 7:40, and our estimated arrival is 8:39, and we are happy to have you here on our drive.
This is actually really fun to record in the car. We just don't know what the
thank
background
you.
noise is going to do.
And just totally random, but for those of you that don't know, we took a 45-minute Power Zone ride this morning. I don't
Did we
think
fail to mention that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Yes.
we're just like the 8 a.m. mat ride.
Yes. And also the whole piece about waiting in line and all that, that's only if you have the first class of the day.
Tara Pterodactyl is taking an exit, one hand on the wheel, talking with her hand. You know how people talk with their hand? And I'm like, paying attention. Don't hit the guardrail. Don't hit the guardrail. We're still on the ramp. You have to, an 800 feet merge east, okay? But that was impressive. I was so impressed, and you did not miss a beat.
I feel like I'm in good hands. I'm not scared.
I am a very safe driver. I have never gotten a speeding ticket. I've never been pulled over, and I'm 40 years old.
And she's not about to start now.
Is there border wood around here? You might want to knock on some wood. So you're right.
I got a paper bag.
I'll just knock on my head.
There we go. There's my paper bag. I knocked on that for you.
You're right, though. It was a 45-minute Power Zone ride, and it was mostly we did like 3 intervals.
8, 10, 8.
Yeah, 8, 10, 8 in zone 3. We did some in the saddle, out of the saddle, sweating everywhere. I wanted to go back to the sweat because why I've always appreciated Matt. Now, he was the first instructor I've ever taken a Peloton class with. I'm like, this guy is perfect for me because I was doing triathlon training. He was talking about triathlons. He actually bikes. He is working and he is sweating on there too.
Oh, yeah.
And there is sweat. Like we said, what's sweatier? Sweaty Matt Wilpers or sweaty Matt Wilpers bike mat? The floor underneath Matt was pretty sweaty. The floor underneath me was wicked sweaty.
All right. Remember that sweat thing for when I talk about my run.
All right. Oh, we're still talking about the bike ride.
I know. I'm just telling you to remember that because I got stories.
So we're looking around. Everything's super cool. Eventually, he's doing shout-outs. And a trend I've noticed, at least with Matt and I think with most, is they'll shout out the people with the biggest milestone first, and then it dwindles down. So I'm at 500, so I know I'm going to be before Erika.
Mm-hmm.
Erika, I think you're at 350.
I had 450.
450. That's right. So eventually, he gets to me. He already did someone else with 500 rides, so I'm thinking I'm going to be soon. And I think we were out of the saddle at the point he called someone out with the name on the runs, but it wasn't Eric.
So I hear my name, okay? I hear Erika, and I was like, woo! And then he proceeds to say the rest of his leaderboard name, and I was like, oh, that's not me. And I start pointing at Eric. I was like, oh, you mean him. Eric on the
He goes, Erika on the runs. And Hanna showed me the video of him like pointing to you, Erika. You don't see you on the screen. But then he's like, oh, you?
That's because I got excited, but he said my name and I heard it and I was like, ooh.
Erika on the runs. Happy 500.
I'm like, no.
His song's called Move It. Erika on the runs. Happy 500. I love it. 90 seconds.
So that was kind of funny to laugh at it after, but I'm sorry you messed up your shout out.
I have a theory. I think he did it on purpose.
Why?
Because I call him Matt Wilpers all the time.
Whippler.
Whipplers.
See, you can't even say it wrong now. No, I'm glad you finally know how to say his name. It took a lot of
Somebody had to tell him, and he's like, I'll just call him Erika.
You know what you should do? Change your leaderboard name to just have a hyphen or like one of those like underscores to separate your name and on the runs.
You know what?
Easy
I
fix,
never
man.
wanted one of those, but now it makes sense.
Do it. Yep.
Now it makes sense.
Yep, do it.
Tara Pterodactyl, you got a shout out.
Yes, I did. Today was my 300th ride with Wilpers. And he gave me a shout out, and then he even asked me how I was doing. And I was like,
So that
I was
means
like,
that
so
means he
nervous.
read.
I was like, I'm awesome.
That means he read your story, though.
Yeah.
I think so. If he's asking you how you're doing, because you remember so this was an all request ride, and you got to kind of
Listen, I'm just
request
gonna
a song.
turn off Siri here. You keep turning the volume down. Here we.
Where we're going now?
Yeah, just follow the blue line on the map.
Oh, okay.
He's not turning it off, but
I'm muting it.
Oh, I thought
There
you were
we go.
done with directions.
Yeah, no, just in 3.6 miles, turn.
Okay. Thank you, Eric Siri.
so where was I? How was I saying this?
Well, the story, it was all requests in the story, and he did talk about some people's stories. I thought he was going to talk about yours.
Yeah, it says, like, do you have an inspiring story or somebody who inspires you? And Tara does have an incredible story.
Well, I just briefly wrote about how I think most of you guys who listen heard about my Boston Marathon issue. I herniated a disc in my back like a little over 2 weeks prior to the Boston Marathon and lost all feeling in my right leg. So I had to have spine surgery in May. So Friday was my 8th month post spine surgery, and Peloton was like the one thing that I got the green light to do like 2 months after my surgery. So it was like a huge part of my recovery and rehab. So I wrote about that in my little entry. So it was awesome. So that's why I love Peloton, because it's just a huge piece of my fitness journey and also my recovery.
So I feel like he did read your comment and was like, "Hey, how you feeling today?" And
He definitely gave you a little more attention.
Yes.
He definitely, and I think
for
it
the
wasn't
best reason. No, it's so good.
Yeah, it was cool, and I feel like he did it more than once because he did it before the ride too, didn't he? Like kind of right. You were just in the right seat maybe for that part, but
Well, so after the class, he came over and he gave me a fist bump again, and he said, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Awesome," and I was like, "Oh my god."
I'm gonna take the bike you had next time and see if I get the same type of thing, and then we'll know: was it the seat, was it the bike location, or was it just you because you're wicked awesome?
It's just her. She's wicked awesome.
Maybe a combo.
There you go.
I'll go with that. Listen, 2 miles, you're turning. Well, yeah, it was so cool. The line after, so he leaves the room after and giving everyone high fives or fist bumps, and he goes and cleans up, and maybe he smells nice again. I don't know if he does that for Pterodactyl, but we all go out there, and Josh is like, dude, we got so much time. We're a group, so the Peloton staff said, hey, could the group please let anyone else who's not in the group go first in line where you get the picture, you talk to Matt. Then we all got to talk to him. Let's talk about when we walked up to Matt and talked to Matt.
Yeah, so basically I just went up and you get to like have a little conversation. They ask you to like keep it quick because obviously there's 35 people behind you. But I was just like, hey,
this is an exit
this
only.
was awesome.
Oh, maybe not. No, just kidding.
Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Like such an amazing, my first time here. This was my first class ever. You're awesome. Love the Power Zone training. And that was basically it. And then he just says a couple things back. Then we pose for a couple photos and next in line.
So next up is Erika. And what I have to say is first, they're like, hey, no phones. We'll take a picture and it'll get sent to you in an email. And so I'm like, I'm not going to get my phone because, again, we don't want to, upset anyone. I wish I had my phone to record the interaction that Erika had with Matt. Tara, can you please paint a picture for everybody of
Let me
Erika's...
paint it. I was such a goober. Were you even there for that first part? I thought
Yes.
you were upstairs.
No, I was there.
No, I kind of did like a little dance and was just like, thank you for being so awesome.
I was
You're
right
so
there.
cool.
I was right there. You're jumping, the whole time, you're jumping up and down.
I know.
You're-
I think I lost my shit a little bit.
I
but
needed to have this on video. I really wish I did.
I'm glad you did not.
No, why are you glad I did not? It would have been awesome.
I don't want to see that shit.
Everyone would have. No, you would love the reaction. It was that good.
No way.
Yeah, this is the right exit. Yeah, good. 19 miles now. Tara, paint a picture of Erika. She was elevating off the floor.
Yeah, she literally picture a 3-year-old in a candy store. And I want that one. I want that one.
All
I
right.
want Matt. I want Matt.
No, so I'm just super awkward and I'm like, I don't know what to talk to him about. So I was like, thank you. This class was so cool. And I'm like, Please
and
just stop talking to me.
Picture
and
the
take a
spirit
picture.
fingers going too.
Oh my
she's
God,
talking
yeah.
with her mouth and her hands, and it's like oh
Really,
my God.
I'm like, please. I think you're awesome, Matt, but let this interaction be over and take my picture, and then let me go away, please. Just let me go like die in a hole somewhere.
but that wasn't even the best.
Oh my God.
Oh, well, we'll get to that for the group photo, right? Yes, okay. So I'm next. I go up, and you two kind of stayed to the side because we said we all wanted an individual photo, then a photo of all three of us. I went over there, and I think I said three things to him. Well, we talked about three things. One, hey, you've been my guy since day one, 2017 or 2018, and when I'm doing triathlon training, I go, I found you. You've been the guy. It's not any other girls or anyone else. It's me and you, buddy. And he was like super appreciative of that. So the next thing I think I said was, by the way, man, you're a badass skier. And his eyes lit up and he goes, yeah, you saw my ski trip? I'm like, dude, I'm a big time skier. Like I go every weekend with my daughter and I see you go on these awesome trips. You and your, is he married to Jess yet? I don't know.
Yes,
they are married. And we start talking about skiing. And he's like, I think he said, like, where I grew up, I didn't really get to do ski racing, but he thought like, oh, that would be so much fun. And I feel like when you go up to someone like this, who you really like when this happens to you with Bex, or when we talk to Bex on the podcast, talk to them about something, they're interested in outside of their field of work.
Well, clearly I did not prep for this, so.
But I did that with Matt, and I feel like that extended our conversation because he got more like asking me questions about skiing and my daughter about skiing and where we go. And then he's like, New Hampshire. Okay, where do you like to go in New Hampshire and all this? He's asking me questions. I thought it was so cool.
Nice.
And then I said, hey, I just want to say it was a great ride. We're part of Wicked Smaht Zone. And this is how I dropped her a pod. I go, Josh is a great guy. We had him on our podcast. You were just on his podcast. And I go, we actually, a couple weeks ago, we had Bex. And he was like, oh, no way. And I was like, yes. And so he's like, I go, we'd love to have you one day. We've already talked to Denise about, future Peloton instructor. He goes, absolutely. Like, let's do it. And I think that whole drop in the Denise name really helped out. I walked away after we took our group photo of three and I said, I don't think I even told him the name of our podcast.
Rookie mistake, dude.
Yep.
No, that would have been me. Like, totally not prepared, just like winging it and forget to say everything that I would have said if I had thought about it for 5 seconds.
And for people that are listening that are not Peloton people, like for us, these are like actors and actresses. Like we were literally starstruck, like
celebrities
walking in there.
in our eyes.
It's like they're like in our living rooms daily, and we're taking classes from them. And it's like, oh my God, that you have your favorite instructors. So like Matt Wilpers, I was like, oh my God, that's him. He's right there. So it was pretty cool. So it's picture like meeting somebody that you like admire, and then it's like all of a sudden you just like you forget everything and you don't know what to say.
For me, it would be like a Boston Bruin, like Patrice Bergeron would be the ultimate, or maybe Zdeno Chara. Maybe.
Or you're just like me and can't interact with people in a normal manner.
Well, I say maybe because, I don't know, guys. We're trying. I know a bunch of you saw the post a while ago. We're trying. So, no, it was great. About 20 minutes passed. We wait around. We all put on our Wicked Smaht Zone sleeveless shirts, the breathable kind. I was a little embarrassed. I had to take the pythons out because they were sleeveless. But
nice dab, by the way.
Yeah, we took some. That wasn't a dab. That was the Al Bundy. You're talking about the goofy photo?
Yeah.
I was trying to do
That was the Al Bundy.
Yeah, do you know the Al Bundy from Married with Children?
Apparently not.
He talks about like his glory days playing high school football, and he always does that with the arms like.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay. Makes a little more sense.
That's the Al Bundy. We took the group photo, and this is the last thing for Matt. And one of the rules, Tara Pterodactyl, tell us what a rule was.
To do the funny photo?
No, about interactions with Matt.
Oh, that they like had to be quick?
No, they had to initiate any like high fives
any
or
body
whatever.
contact.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yes. Like we couldn't like touch. He had to go out and put his arm around you. Like no body contact unless the instructor initiates it.
So what he's getting at is I fucked up, okay? All right? I own it. I'm owning this. And I apologize, Matt. So what happens here? We're getting out of this group photo. I'm going over. I give Janine a big hug. I'm like, Janine, you are so awesome. Thanks for like having us here. This is great. And I go to turn to give Josh a hug. Tara is standing like kind of in between, and then Tara moves, and Matt is right there, and I'm like, my arms are wide open, and it just kind of happened, and I give Matt a hug, and I was like, oops.
Wait, were you really oops, or
No,
were you oops after we called you out on it?
I honestly was going for Josh because I went for Janine and then turn, and there he is. I was like, oh no. So I realized I fucked up, and I was like, oh my God, I broke rule number 1, you guys.
So I didn't see the whole, I didn't know that Erika was going for Josh, and I look and I was like, oh God, what's happening? And I'm like, Erika, ballsy, going for the
No,
I thought she went right for Matt. I thought it was for Matt
never
too.
would have done
Right,
that.
I don't think Josh was even in the room, to be honest.
yeah. Way to use Josh as an excuse.
No, I was trying to just give my thank you hugs, and I was like, oh my God,
It
Matt's
happened
sandwiched
so fast.
right in
I was like,
between.
did Erika just hug Matt Wilpers? And I was like, there's literally 15 of us
Oh
from
my
Wicked
God.
Smaht Zone, and
Yep.
then Matt, and then Erika just goes right in for the hug. And
I was
ballsy.
honestly
Wicked
going for
ballsy.
Josh, and I was like, oh shit.
Why does she get to hug him and we don't?
So this is one of those kind of sorry, not sorry situations where I'm like, I am sorry I invaded his personal space, but then I was like, well, I'm not sorry because I did get to hug him. But thank you, Matt, for being so generous. I apologize for getting in your bubble, but oof.
And thank you, Matt, for an amazing experience, dude. That was super cool, or as I should say, that was wicked awesome.
It was honestly the coolest experience. That class just went by so fast, and it was so much fun. And your playlist, even though they were requests,
Shout out
they
to
were
the DJ.
DJ John Michael, fantastic suggestions on his part too. He kept high energy songs, so much fun.
So that was it for me. I didn't have any more classes. I had original plans, as I think most of you knew. Adeline was going to come, and then she didn't, and I never got on any wait list. It was fine. I actually got to hang out in the green room for quite a while with everyone and get to know Courtney and Karen and I really got to talk to Josh because I've never met him in person before, right? We just talk all the time on group chats, but that was great because Tara, you had a class about, I don't know, within an hour after the whole interaction with Matt?
Yeah, honestly, it was perfect timing. I didn't have any wait around time. I took a 10 a.m. class with Camila Romero. And yes, I have to say her name like that.
I don't think that's
wait.
her last name.
Ramon,
Ramirez?
sorry.
No.
Can we cut that out?
No, we can't.
No.
Camila Ramon. There we go. It was a reggaeton ride, and it was amazing. I had my best output ever. So even pre-surgery. So I was freaking hyped. I was the color of a tomato when I left the studio, but her vibe is amazing. I have to admit, prior to coming down here, I hadn't taken any of her classes, but I did take 2 of her classes last week just to familiarize myself with her. And she is a whole vibe. So take Camila's classes. It's awesome. I had a blast. I sat next to Karen from Wicked Smaht Zone, and we had a blast. It was so awesome.
All right, let's back up about 45 minutes. Let's go Wayne's World. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. You get that reference, right? Okay. We saw her before the class.
Yes. So we're waiting. Were we waiting in line for Wilpers when she walked in?
We were maybe we were either waiting in line or just sitting down on those benches.
Yeah. And she walked through the front doors like a normal person. And she walks up the stairs. And again, here we are. We're like, oh my God, there's Camila. And she walks up, and she looks amazing.
Made eye contact with you.
Yes, she did. And she waved to all of us, and she's like, hey guys. And then she walked into her green room, did her thing. But it was really wicked. It was wicked cool.
She wasn't the only one. I saw a few others that you didn't, but we saw Rebecca Kennedy. We saw Andy Spear.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I saw?
Who did you see?
Aditi.
Oh, I saw Ash Pryor today, too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I was with some guy. I will be honest, I would not have known it was a DT, but I was talking to Steve. He is Colonoscopy Steve, or Colonoscopy what? What's his handle?
Colonoscopy Doc?
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, he came in from Connecticut just to take some rides or some rowing. He did the row of Ash. And he goes, oh, look, it's a DT coming down the stairs. And she got a haircut, had to have, because it was short. And I was like, oh, I'm glad you caught that one, because I didn't.
I actually said that today. I was like, oh.
I've taken a DT's classes before, by the way, but I usually fall asleep because it's yoga, and I'm just like,
you're savasana-ing
too
hard.
Namaste, and then I fall asleep.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that whole, like, they walk right by you. They obviously have security. You can't go. And I don't think the security could handle us, though. I think we could take security out. Not that we're going to do that, Peloton. That will not happen.
I could probably get a job there as security.
Absolutely.
Why not?
You're a badass.
I am. I'm kind of a beast.
So you and Karen had a great class. You PR'd. You're as red as a tomato. Did you get to meet her after? Did you have any other cool interactions?
Yeah, so much like Wilpers, she walks in prior 15 minutes, and then she came in, fist bumped us all, and then she was like, hey, where's everybody coming from? And people were like, someone was there from Washington, and then, of course, here I am. I'm in the back row, unfortunately, but it was still great. And I was like, New Hampshire! And she goes, New Hampshire? And I was like, I threw my hands up like, what's wrong with New Hampshire? And she's like, oh, no, I didn't mean it that way. And she's like, I went to New Hampshire. And she's like, Bretton Woods? She's like, I went skiing there. She's like, I spent most of the day on my face, but it was fun. And she's like, I went the winter that they had to take all that snow in Boston. That time we got like slammed and they had to truck it out like into the ocean because we got so much snow. So she was like, it was amazing. So that was pretty cool. I had a little conversation with her. And then I walked out of that class and I was like, I might be a little bit of Argentinian Latino because I am down with that flavor. It was fire. It was awesome.
All right. And then you got to meet her after, just like we did with Matt, right?
Yeah. So I was actually Karen. I followed Karen. Karen is a like veteran. So I was like on her tail. We were 1 and 2 in line. And Karen went first, and then I walked up and I was like, hey, it's New Hampshire. And she's like, talked about skiing again. And then I told her, I don't know, anybody who has ever come back from an injury, it's very hard. And I was almost brought to tears because I pushed myself so hard in that class and I got a PR. And it was like I said, it was my pre-surgery PR. So when I was in the best shape of my life. So it was kind of like an aha moment, like, I am back, bitches. Watch out. So I told her my story. I was like, I had spine surgery 8 months ago. I got a PR in your class, and it was just amazing. And she gave me a hug, so that was really cool.
Watch out, everybody. Tara Pterodactyl is back, coming for all your records on the bike and coming to you, Peloton, to be a new security guard. So, Erika, you had another class, too. Let's talk about yours. You made a appearance on the Peloton tread.
Yes, I had to take a Peloton tread class while I was in the around New York City. Because you guys know running is my main sport, and I love my tread, and I would have taken anything. So
this is a running podcast, so at least we get some running content in it.
I was so lucky to book an Andy Spear rock run today. It was an absolute blast. That guy has so much energy. I don't even know. Where do you want to start, man? Because
tell me about the music. You were raving about the music.
Oh my gosh. So one of the songs that they played, like he was playing some classic hits here and there. There was some Rush in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, like one of the songs, because you had a flat road song and then a hill song, flat road, hill. And it alternated for a few songs. And so one of the hill songs was Bodies.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Let me tell you that energy flowing through that class was electric. It was so much fun. But yeah, it was just awesome.
Was it a milestone?
Yeah, I set up a milestone for that too. I had 1250. Oh my God. So I did get myself an awesome shout out. He's awesome for that.
Was he like 6-star Erika loved the pod with Bex?
Sadly, no. He didn't drop the pod name, but Bex actually did during her walk class on Friday, which I was like, oh my God, you guys.
Yeah, so, you got a shout out from Bex again on the walk, 200 walks.
I had 200 walks, and she's just the best. But we're talking about Andy here. So
I'll insert the Bex audio. It was an epic shout out.
It really was. So let me just tell you, before we got to go into class, I was waiting and I decided to sit underneath like the stairs, and there was a couple of ladies just sitting and chatting, and I heard them drop Bex's name, and I was like, oh my God, were you guys in that class yesterday? And they're like, yeah, we were both here. So shout out all the sprinkles. I'm so sorry I forget your first name. And Lori. So the two of you were in Bex's class live while she was taking that walk. And I was like, I am 6-star Erika. She gave me the shout out and was talking about my podcast. And they're like, oh my God, she was talking about you so much. I was like, are you serious?
Really?
That's what they said. So I don't know, but I was so excited to hear that. So we were just chatting the whole time. And then it's time to go into class. And I'm like, do you guys mind if I like get a tread next to you? I think this would be really fun to run with some of Beck's Beast. Because I don't get to see beasts in the wild like ever. Like it's very rare that I meet a lot of people who I run with on the leaderboard and stuff. So they go around to the far side of the studio, and I'm like, oh man, there's no treads left. And there was one that was right in front of like the concrete pillar, and I was like, nah, I don't want this tread either. So I try to cross like in the middle of the studio, and the guy there's a guy there who's like, no, you can't do this, you got to go around. I was like, oh shit. So I go around to the side, I get a tread to Andy's right. I'm like, there's two people on my left, two people on my right, and the two people on my right were members of Wicked Smaht Zone. Unfortunately, they didn't get to do the Matt Wilpers ride this morning, but they were very, very nice to me, and I had a blast just chatting with them too. But I was like, oh, I don't get to run right next to them, but that's okay. And they were like waving and saying hi the whole time. And so Andy gets to finally come in the class. He's so high energy. We get high fives from him. He did pre-show, like, shout-outs to the milestones. Speaking of that, all the sprinkles had 2,000 runs today. So,
right here, 19B.
Congratulations.
For those
to
wondering,
her.
we are taking another exit 19B. We are getting off of 190, and I think we're going to be on 495 soon. This is taking us a weird way.
Yeah, it added like 7 minutes.
It's just having us going 2 east. Interesting. All right.
Anywho, where was I?
Hands on the wheel, eyes on through the windshield. There we go. Okay. Tell me about like the actual running experience in the studio. We talked about on the bike, we're sweating, but you could maybe kind of like ride easy zones on the bike and get away with it. But on the tread, you have to run.
Well, he doesn't make you run. Like, there were people in there who were not running, or they were doing like a slower jog, which he's totally fine with that. The one thing he did ask was if you are able to keep the incline on. And he said, for this song, I want you at a 3 or a 4%. And I'm like, I'm going big today. I'm going 4%. And like, I had it at like a 6.
Should have gone 4.5. Oh, you went 6 something?
No, my speed was 6. So I was running on the fast side for me, because usually like my easy pace is a 5. So I was really putting in some effort here. I'm doing 4%. The next song that he did was like, you could do 4 or 5%. I did 5%. So I was going big. And he was just playing some bangers during these songs. And for one of them, he played some Limp Bizkit. I was like, yes, Andy, this is such a good
Limp Bizkit song?
Oh my gosh.
Let me just say this. If I ever had to do like...
It was not break stuff, I'll tell you that.
If I ever had to do rock band karaoke, the ones I would get right would be any Limp Bizkit song. That's what I would listen to every day on the school bus and walking from my house to the school bus with my Discman. No, you don't have to do that. I'm
curious.
I crush Limp Bizkit. I'm not going to do it now. I need the music going on in the background, and I can crush it.
Oh, I gotta like close the app. It's not working.
So, what tread were you on? Were you on the one you're used to, or did they have the Tread Plus?
It was the Tread. Andy was on the Tread Plus.
Okay.
So, as it was with the spin studio, it was warm in there, and as I was mentioning sweat, Andy was pouring sweat. You could see it just running off of his chin, like just dripping all over the treadmill.
Well, do you remember the rapid fire with Bex? And the question was, what is sweatier, Matt Wilpers or Matt Wilpers bike mat? And what was her answer?
It was Andy Spear. She is so right. I was like, holy shit. But it's true. It gets warm in there. He's right under the lights. Oh my gosh. He's closer to the lights than Matt was. So it was quite warm in there. And I totally understand why he was dripping sweat.
Did they gave you towels and stuff?
Yes, we had towels. But they told you to keep them in the cup holders. So I would take it out, wipe my face, and then try to jam it in the cup holder. I'm like, oh God, this is going to fall out. I'm going to trip over and fall right off the back of this thing.
My water bottle, when it got empty, I put it back in its spot on the bike, and it fell down, and I caught it with my hand, and I was like, thank God, because I would have probably kicked it forward into Matt's area. And how embarrassing would that have been? Again, Eric here, total disaster all weekend.
All
or
right,
50% of it.
I have the list of songs that he played, by the way. So there was he played Fish. There was Mama, I'm Coming Home, Ozzy Osbourne. Testify, Rage Against the Machine. That was the first Hill song. So I was like, all right, I'm here for this. Then Bodies was the next Hill song. And then Rollin' by Limp Bizkit.
rolling.
So he had like the very high energy ones, and then the flat songs were kind of your recoveries. So he kind of brought the energy down. Like he had a Mumford & Sons song, so it got a little more chill. You got to recover, and then what did he play last? No, I think that was his last one. It was just so good. I will come back for many tread classes. It was so much fun.
You want to know a fun fact about New York City and that song Rollin'?
What?
That song Rollin', the music video, was on top of the World Trade Center, and they won Best Rock Video of the Year for that video on top of the World Trade Center. And that MTV Music Video Awards was on September 10th or 9th.
No shit, really?
So 1 or 2 days later was 9/11.
Wow.
And on 9/11 or 9/12, they received a letter from like the CEO or the president of the World Trade Center thanking them for doing all that, the music
Really?
video. And so that if you go watch the Rollin' music video, they recorded that on top of the World Trade Center.
That is some really random knowledge you have.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yep. The things I remember.
But yeah, so I made it through class soaking wet with sweat. Maybe not so much like Andy was, but we went right out to take pictures. We did a group picture with Andy because it was there were only like 16 or 17 treads in there. So
But it was
a much smaller
it was
class.
a full class though.
Yes, it was a full class.
Because I kept refreshing to get on
wait
I
list.
either wanted Andy or I would have taken the Emma Lovewell class.
Yeah.
You know what we should talk about maybe is the whole process of getting into classes.
Do we want to do that when Peloton's listening?
Well, not like just how like we had to. It was 5 weeks? Erika and I
Yeah,
were talking
we
about it.
figured it out.
5 weeks prior, we had to log in, and then you get in the queue. It was just kind of like for us being noobs. I'm glad that we had the Wicked Smaht Zone people to help us through that because it was like it's a lot.
Yeah,
So-
you had to jump in a queue an hour before the classes dropped. It was like 12 o'clock p.m. on a Thursday 5 weeks before.
All what I wish, and maybe you can do this and I don't know, but when I made a comment, Josh was like, thumbed up the comment. I wish you could do it on the Peloton app.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Definitely. But it was quite the process, and then the whole like wait list thing. I joined Camila's wait list. I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and just this Thursday, I got off the wait list. So
Oh, wow.
I didn't know until 2 days ago that I got into her class. So
Yep. So basically, just keep refreshing every once in a while the classes to see what's available.
And we didn't have to do this for the mat class because we got lucky where Wicked
Yes.
Smaht Zone got like half the bikes in and we were essentially invited.
Yep.
And I eventually figured out the process when I realized, okay, I'll be here during the day to try to get in a class when originally I was like, I'm not signing up for one because
You thought
I'm
you
not
had
going
different
to, I have
plans.
different plans. So
Yeah, so lucky for me, we already had the Matt Wilpers class, and I knew I wanted to try to get a run class. So I had jumped on right away. I knew I was going for that 11 a.m. class. Whoever taught it, it didn't matter. I knew it was going to be a tread class. I didn't care if it was a run or a walk. I just knew that was what I wanted.
right here, exit 109B. I know what it's doing. Apple Maps is just drunk right now.
This is Waze, isn't it? Or
Um,
no?
No, that's Apple Maps.
Oh.
Listen, another reason not to have an Apple phone. But
I am the like you guys both have. You guys do not have Apple,
No.
which it's usually the other way around.
Mm.
So I am like not the cool kid here.
yeah, Google Maps. Always trust Google Maps. I always think Waze is drunk and Apple Maps just doesn't know where they are.
What's that one that it tried to bring us this way on the way here?
It did, and I told you do not do that. But now we're
Oh.
on another road. We're on a road now, actually off the highway. We've been going for an hour and 35 minutes
geez.
here.
Good
But
thing-
it's fun.
Good thing this gets
Isn't
its own
this-
episode.
Isn't this
It's made this so much more better for me.
We're
driving,
staying
so
awake.
this is
We're
awesome.
staying engaged.
Pterodactyl? I got to thank you because Erika, as we're getting to the car, she's like, "Are we really going to podcast in the car?" And Erika, admit you're loving it.
$10 says if this doesn't come out good, I'm not recording this again on Monday.
This could be the new studio.
The GMC terrain?
The Terramobile.
Terramobile.
GMC, hit us up if you would like to sponsor us.
We'll take that sponsor out, but I don't drive one, and you'll have to give me your car.
I will. Whatever you guys need, I'll just drive around. You guys just record.
Be our chauffeur. That would be your first paid job as a employee of the podcast.
I will do it pro bono to earn my spot on the team.
You've already earned it. Don't worry.
So what a great weekend we spent.
You didn't let me finish my thing.
I didn't know you were.
No, we were talking about stuff, and I was going to tell you about my interaction.
This is totally staying in the podcast.
No.
We need to hear Erika's interaction with Andy, because the way that she handled Matt, I can only imagine that this was probably another like awkward
you
hug.
Guys, this went way better. I didn't freak out. I did not hug Andy.
Sure. We were not present anymore.
No, I didn't. But so I was like one of the first people in line.
How high did you jump off the ground?
No, I didn't. I think at this point I was tired. I was like, oh my God, I did a run. Like my adrenaline started to wane. So I just was kind of like, thank you so much for this run. Like, oh, it was a great workout. You picked great songs. Like, and then he's like, oh, cool. What's your name? And I was like, oh, and I told
him.
No, I told him my name. And then he's like, where are you from? And then he was like, oh, so you're from New Hampshire. That's cool. My mom's from York, Maine. And I was like, oh, that's so beautiful up there. And then he was like, all right, let's get to the picture. And I was like, perfect. Very short interaction. Very nice.
He just got engaged too, right?
Yeah, Rebecca Kennedy.
Congratulations.
They are so cute
we
together.
saw Rebecca because she was in between our classes when you were in your class, Tara Pterodactyl.
She
was doing her photos
too.
for her class. Yeah.
I took some like stealth pictures. I was like, oh, there she is. So
don't break the rules, Denise. She didn't do it.
I wasn't in line technically, so there you go. But yeah, Rebecca was like just super pretty as usual, and Andy was so nice. Like, thank you for dealing with awkward me. I did not hug him.
Awkward Erika. That's
yeah.
a new name.
Oh yeah.
Well, before I move on, do you want to talk anything else about your interaction with Andy or the Peloton studio or the locker rooms? Anything?
I will say one thing. So I saw something on, I might have been the Positive Peloton group on Facebook talking about the hair ties. So
did you take any?
Oh yeah, I got a whole handful.
Nice.
So they were raving about the hair ties at the Peloton studio. Like this post blew up, and someone was like, "Where are they? They're the best hair ties ever." So they're just tight. They hold your ponytail in. It doesn't move. So I have some. I grabbed maybe like 9. I took 9. What's that from Amy? Bridesmaids, the puppies. Yes, I took 9. I took a lot. I took 9.
Amazing.
Can I have one?
Oh yeah. It would do really well with your chest hair, maybe.
That's true.
Oh man.
Were you guys making fun of my chest hair?
No, not really.
Oh, I think you were. I think the way you're responding here.
I'm a little jealous because it's like a built-in sweater. So you were never cold.
It's not fun when he's sweaty, let me tell you.
Listen, when I get under 200 pounds, I got 20 to go. I'm going to shave my chest. No, then the what did you call man boobs? What you had a word for man boobs? The moobs. My moobs. No, I can't do that to my moobs. I should trim it though.
I can't with that.
Moobs.
Oh my god.
We are entering a territory in this podcast where we're over an hour and a half in. Yeah, go that way. We're trying to figure out. We just drove through a rotary.
They're taking us back roads. This is like we're driving basically the whole Nashua River Rail Trail. This is Air, where the end is. We're going towards Groton. This is the Nashua River Rail Trail.
Yeah, in 0.2 miles, you turn in right on East Main Street. Because it's Apple Maps.
Back roads. It is literally going back roads to my house.
It might be a setting you have like send me the least miles versus sometimes that you have send me the least time.
I hit that one too because it was like the first one because I'm like, 2 hours and 22 minutes. I'll take it.
That would be it. So we spent, can we get to the rest of the day? We won't go into huge detail, but our tour guide, Hanna, came back. And
so amazing.
Yes, and then we went and saw Mike Nye, the bagel guy.
Where did we go? We went to, was it Russ
and Daughters.
Russian Daughters.
Russ?
Which was conveniently
No, you said Russian. Russ and Daughters.
Which was conveniently right next to our hotel. And that's where Mike, Hannah's boyfriend, works.
Yes, and it was absolutely delicious. And we got like special treatment because Hanna like literally was like, "What do you guys want?" We gave her our order, and then she let him know, and He was so great. We walked in there, the place was packed, and there was 4 seats that had a little thing on it saying reserved. And he was like, gave us the wave right over here. We sat right down. Like, we walked in there like we were famous. And people were like, who are these people? We're like, don't worry
Mike
about it.
is the rock star here,
Don't
though.
worry about it. These are our seats. Thank you very much.
I had a cinnamon raisin bacon with vegan cream cheese. It was so good. You got to understand, I'm allergic to dairy. I've never had cream cheese. It was amazing.
Yeah, it said tofu on it. We're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Really?
And then I am a...
It was not tofu. Mike did say that's not tofu.
Oh, it's coconut something, right?
It's vegan cream cheese or whatever. He goes, it's not tofu. It's just the sticker.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I am a cheese connoisseur. It is it's daily for me. And I am obsessed with goat cheese. And I had an everything bagel with goat cheese cream cheese. And I would have taken a tub of that with a spoon. It was so good.
I would have tried that. And so I had myself an everything bagel, and I tried horseradish dill cream cheese, which was amazing. It was not spicy whatsoever. It just had a really nice flavor to it. So shout out, Mike. He even gave me, so he was raving about, they had like a cinnamon, what was it, a babka? Some kind of cinnamon roll kind of thing. And he gave me one to take home. So I still have it, and I haven't eaten it. But
Potato latkes, too.
oh, the latkes. Oh, it was like, this was like a real Jewish deli, right?
Correct. Confirmed.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
yes. And
Mike,
the
you
potato
rock star.
latkes were like potato cakes, and they came with applesauce and sour cream. They were chef's kiss. Amazing.
Listen, she just did all that while stopping at a stop sign, looking both ways, and then continuing the drive.
Guys, I have many talents.
we're in good hands. We told you.
Then we left our bags at the hotel when we checked out, but Hannah took us around. What did we do? The High Line, Skyline, something?
High Line, yes.
The High Line. We walked through
Chelsea, the pier.
Yeah.
Little park. I
Little
forget what it's called.
little
The
island?
park with the cool chairs.
Yeah, tell them about these chairs.
Oh my God, these chairs were like tops, but like upside down tops, but they wouldn't tip over. But I got in it and I like immediately put my hands out because I thought I was going to tip over. I was laughing like a 3-year-old. It was so much fun.
Me too. I'm like, I'm not going to go in that. I'm going to puke. But then they got me to go in it anyways.
Check
and I was
the,
like,
check the Instagram for a video of us rolling in these chairs.
It was very, very random.
It was great. It was a great experience. We went into the train station, Moynihan train station, something. We got ready to go, and I bought a $31 hamburger. Okay? Well, it was $31 including the fries and the drink. The burger was actually $17 something. Double burger, right?
Yep.
Was it worth it though? Give them the review.
All right. I got the works. Now, no cheese, of course, so just hamburger. So the cheeseburger, by the way, was like an extra $5. I asked for medium. Typically, they always overcook. I'm like, this better be the best burger I've ever had. And you guys know the Dave Portnoy rules. You know, one bite, everyone knows the rules, and you really take a couple extra bites. I'm 3 bites in, and I'm like, I think this is the best hamburger I've ever had. What was the name of the place? I think it was called Burger Joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Very original.
This is in the food court of the train station. This burger was, again, it was probably the greatest hamburger I've ever had. Again, it was loaded minus cheese, worth the $30.
Damn.
Yeah, it looked amazing. And because he was like, the first thing he was like, I just paid $30 for a hamburger. And I was like, what does this thing look like? And then he unwrapped it and I saw the 2 patties. It looked juicy.
It looked like
looked
a
great.
softball, like the size of a softball
Yes,
in the
and,
wrapper.
And
yeah.
And Erika and I got pizza. Oh, do not tell my boyfriend I got pizza. But we got pizza.
Mike Ken, she did not get pizza.
Matt Ken. There was not pizza. But I was immediately regretting that. And even though I had a burger last night, I kind of wish I bought the $30
Yeah,
burger.
sadly that pizza was not up to par.
How much was your pizza?
$11 for 2 slices.
12. Well, mine was 12. I was like, ugh.
Why the extra $1?
Because I wanted the specialty pizza.
Specialty.
Pepperoni and a white pizza.
It was great. We had I would say our train ride back was a success, not a disaster. We found the loud car. Tell them about the guy walking when we're like trying to find a car walking outside, the conductor or whatever he would be.
Yeah, so the conductor was like, this is the quiet car, no phones and no talking. And like the three of us heads swiveling. We're like, keep going. We are not in the quiet car.
Avoid.
He was so loud. Quiet cars, no phones, no talking. Quiet cars, no phones, no talking. And we just walked by.
We're like, that car is not for us.
No.
We walked quite a ways. We found good seats. So the two of you got to sit together. I was right across from you. I edited the podcast. We talked. We had a good time. We weren't worried about upsetting anyone. No one turned around in their sheet and goes, shh.
And I even told the conductor that Eric was our dad.
He's the ticket guy. I think he was the ticket guy, not the conductor. The conductor drives the train, right?
Yeah. Yes, the ticket guy.
He totally went along with it, though. It was awesome.
Yeah, he got to us first, and he was like, tickets? And I go, oh, our dad has them.
Okay, hold on. We're at a tough intersection. Tara Pterodactyl, you focus. I will say this. I'll take the train every time now.
There is nobody coming from that other side.
You're clear. Yeah.
We're helping.
I will take the train every time. We are driving.
This is literally going to be the back roads. You're going to pop out like 3 streets away from my house.
I know where we are. Lawrence Academy or Groton Academy. This is Lawrence Academy. Yep, this is Lawrence Academy. I've refereed hockey here, and there is a restaurant where we had a holiday party over there called the something barn. I can't remember. It's super nice.
We're taking the scenic route.
It's super nice. No, I don't really get drunk in front of coworkers.
Smart.
But I probably will get drunk at the On the Run's holiday party. When we have our...
three of us?
Can it be at my house?
When our entire staff is there, the three of us.
Can it be at my house so I don't have to drive anywhere?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I have a spare bedroom. You guys are welcome
Erika is
to it.
hosting the first annual On the Run's employee holiday party.
Honestly, it sounds good. Oh my God,
That's the Groton Inn.
you guys. So the rail trail's to the left. I pooped in one of these places. Do you remember that story I told you? This was like, there's a little country store. I think it was like right there. And I was like, please take pity on me. I need to take a poop. And I was like, I will shit my pants if you don't let me poop. And she's like, fine, you can use the employee bathroom.
Fine, you can
Sorry,
use it.
this is like, oh, I recognize this place.
You are going to bear right on
TMI.
Hollis Street here. Yes, this is it. Yep. Man, if we just could have stayed on the highway and taken 495.
But then you wouldn't have gotten to see where I pooped.
Or the listeners wouldn't have gotten this amazing content.
And they wouldn't know how much of a wonderful driver I am.
You are a wonderful driver. You are doing a phenomenal job. So yeah, what a weekend. The train, next time we'll take the train. We need to make it back this year for a Beck's run. And we'd love to have it be the same time Matt has a ride. Matt could ride the day before or the day after, but we got to come back. So Peloton, if you're listening.
Usually they do the same. Like Matt will have an 8 a.m. and Bex will have the 11.
So if that, Peloton, if you're listening and
We
you
gotta take
understand
Stephanie's one.
how time is with me and children and us all this stuff and the way the signups are, if you're ever like, hey, you should come for this amazing 60-minute interval run, which by the way is Beck's favorite class, just hit us up. Link in bio on the run. Denise knows it. Denise knows the email address. Denise and Bex, I hope you got your goodies and I hope you love them. And we're very appreciative of everyone at the Peloton studio. Like, it was just fantastic. All the staff was amazing.
Yes, I am so proud to be a Peloton member. Somebody said it's like a cult. And I said, you know what? Call it that. I am a member. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. It is a big part of my life and I love it. And it was an awesome experience and I cannot wait to go back.
Here.
Any last words, ladies, about the weekend?
I just want to say thank you one more time to Josh and Janine in the Wicked Smaht Zone for including us in their plans, because this was an epic weekend and we wouldn't be here without you guys.
I agree. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Janine. Thank you, everyone from Wicked Smaht Zone. It was so cool to meet you, Courtney. I can't wait to go skiing with you, and we're going to do that 24-hour ski day next year. Sadly, I can't do it this year because we'll be doing the Eastern States 20-miler, and I can't wait to go back. Definitely need to make this a yearly thing, maybe bi-yearly. I can't wait. I want to take a Bex class. I want to take more Matt classes. If I could do it next month, I would go for that 2-hour Matt bike ride.
I'm going to be out of town, so I can't do it. But yeah, that would be awesome. But I also mimic what they just said. Thank you to Wicked Smaht Zone, Janine, Josh, and thank you to these two right here for bringing me along. Funny story, I literally have never hung out with these guys. We've done a lot of pod stuff and social media stuff, but we just went to New York for a night, and it was honestly one of the best times I've ever had. So.
The extent to our hanging out really has just been at running events.
Yeah, like we would, passing back and forth, but we have never like gone anywhere and hung out. And our first time hanging out in a whole different state, hundreds of miles away, and it was great.
Sharing a bed with Erika.
Yes. Oh, yes. And I tried to cuddle Erika, and she was not having it.
This has solidified our friendship, by the way.
Tara Pterodactyl, you're one of our favorite friends of the pod. You've been on the podcast a few times. Now, again, they're virtual, so we do it virtually. Unlike this time, we're doing it moving through many states. We are going to hit our third state during this podcast in a moment. It's just, you're amazing. I know we've never hung out, but we feel like we all are like super close and tight.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when you guys asked me, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, heck yeah, let's go. I'm in.
Yes.
So it was awesome.
So I'd say that's it for our Peloton talk.
I think so. I think we covered everything. Just another thank you to Hanna and Mike for taking care of us this weekend.
Well, we can't end it on that note, though.
No?
No, as we bear to the right here and take another turn.
On Nashua Road.
We need to hear the love story.
All right. So I go to the gym at 3:30 in the morning. That's a whole nother podcast story. But there was this hot guy at the gym. And so when you go to the gym at that early, it's the same group every time. So I gave everybody nicknames. And there was this really hot guy there. So I was like, oh, he's hot. I'm going to call him Ken, like Barbie's boyfriend. So he was Ken to me. Didn't know his name. Another guy at the gym, I was chatting with him on the treadmill. And I was like, oh, who's that guy? And he's like, oh, that's Matt. And I was like, oh, Matt. Okay. So one day I got a brand new pre-workout. I take it in the morning and I am like jacked up. I get to the gym. Matt Ken is there. We're right next to each other on benches. I pull my earbud out and I'm like, hey, I'm Tara. And he's like, yeah, I know who you are. And I was like, oh, okay. He knows who I am. All right.
Famous.
So I was like, hey, I heard you play golf, because this other person at the gym was kind of feeding me information. And he's like a gossiper. So I was like, if I tell him stuff, he's going to tell Matt. So I was like, oh, Matt's really hot. And I'm like, yes, he's going to tell Matt. So anyways, I was like, oh, I heard you play golf. And I was like, let's play golf sometime. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm not playing golf with you. So apparently he knew about my golf skills. But I was like, oh, that's fine, whatever. And then next thing you know, out of my mouth, like I think I was thinking this in my head and it just came out. And I said, oh, by the way, I call you Ken because you're really hot, like Barbie's boyfriend. And then I was like, insert foot in mouth. And then I was like, okay, enjoy your workout. And so I immediately put my earbud in and I was like, oh my God, like I'm never going to recover from that. So fast forward like months later, I see him at the golf course and this guy, mutual guy from the gym, texts me and he goes, hey, heads up, it's Matt's birthday. So I yell over and I'm like, hey, Matt. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, happy birthday. And his buddy goes, don't you mean Ken? And I was like, oh my God, everybody knows this story now. So 1 month later, we went on our first date, and we've been together for over a year and a half now. So
I love it.
And for the record, Tara Pterodactyl is a extremely good golfer.
Yeah, I'm all right.
No, you're pretty good.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good.
All right. So, Tara, since this is its own episode, and you've been wonderful all weekend for driving us and just being our awesome friend, do you want to add another song to our playlist?
Oh, jeez.
That was a big puddle. It is like really dark out. The road, it's wet. Of course, there's snow off to the side of the road here. We're moving at 26 miles an hour. You're doing a great job. You're turning in 600 feet, though.
Yes. So I do have a song, and it's only because of our Matt Wilpers ride today. The first song, which I think Sid requested, was Next, Too Close.
Oh, yes.
Like, how awesome was that song? Am I going left here?
You are going left right here. Yep, this is your turn.
So
we were vibing.
Immediately, I was like bringing me back to junior high dances. And it was like, you remember like when you were in junior high and the girls were on one side of the gym and the boys were on the other? And then you had to be like awkwardly like, hey, do you want to dance? And then that song, knowing like what the lyrics mean now, I'm like, that is so inappropriate. But it was like such a cool song when I was 12 and 13.
Yep.
So that was a jam. That started the whole vibe of the class and it was awesome.
All right, Tara, that's your...
You got it.
So that's the third song you got. So congratulations. Thank you for that.
Well, not only do you get a song, but you now get to add a new Code Brown commandment. Are you aware of what this is? Because we've only had like 2 episodes this year. You do.
I am, and I actually have a really good one.
All right.
There hasn't been any, has there? Or there's been a couple.
We
right?
have a few.
Okay, so I don't know if this has been.
And there's a few you don't know about.
I'm gonna I'm writing it down.
So my mother, God bless her, I've talked about her in my last episode. She is the best person in the world, and like her and I have the same mentality when it comes to pooping and farting. She told me one day she farted and she crapped her pants, and she goes, "Well, Tara, never trust a fart."
Yes. Great Code Brown commandment. I love it.
Yeah.
I've seen that sign before in triathlons. You know, don't go too hard. Don't go too easy. Don't trust a fart.
Don't never trust a fart. So, I mean, honestly, like parents give you some advice, but Mom, that's some of the best advice you've ever given me.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
What an episode this has been. Like, this is just, I hope it sounds great, guys. I hope the car noise, everything sounds fine. I hope the girl talking on the navigation doesn't come off too. I don't know.
We'll figure
It's
it out.
just all a little bit of the ambience of the experience. We're coming up to another stop sign here. This has been a neat experience. The cool part about podcasting is we can do it anywhere, but there'll be no video content on this one.
I'm not sad about that.
We haven't hooked Tara Pterodactyl's car up with cameras. Maybe next time we'll be more prepared.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have to get my car all like souped up. We're gonna get like noise cancellations. That like my car is gonna be legit.
We'll get a picture and it's
maybe
just
for
egg
Erika,
cartons.
I'll put a spoiler on the back.
That's a whole nother story. Erika's getting a new car maybe soon, and she goes, "Yeah, I like that one." Tara's like, "It has a spoiler on it."
Like next thing you know, Erica's friggin' on NASCAR
You guys,
racing
it was
around the track.
It was a Porsche, so it's
this
allowed.
is a huge
Here we go.
puddle. Yeah, we didn't even touch it though.
Never mind.
We went on the opposite side of the road. Guys, we're driving through neighborhoods. That guy, what? Oh, no, never mind. That was
This is
something
like the
else.
one negative I got. I have Apple Maps, but other than that, I think I've done okay.
It added 10 minutes to our drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's now at 8:49 arrival.
It was 8
Oh.
8:37 originally, actually.
Yeah, right.
God damn it, Apple.
What was it thinking? Like, was there construction on 495 or something?
They knew we needed more time for the episode.
Actually, yes, because we only have 13 minutes
Well,
left of our
remember
drive, so.
when I said our estimated time of arrival was 8:37? It is now 8:36.
Oh my gosh. All right. Maybe it's a thank you, but in a weird way.
This was such a fun experience. Tara, thanks for not only driving, but thanks for saying, yes, let's podcast in the car. I need something to keep me awake.
Yeah, no, this has been a lifesaver. I don't mind driving. I really don't like driving at night. So, you know what? We're almost home. So this has been fun. And thank you guys so much. This has been such an awesome experience, a bucket list item of mine. And I'm very happy that I got to experience it with you two.
Us too. It was our pleasure.
This was amazing. So, guys, don't forget, if you're new and you're listening, you're part of that Peloton family. I hope you enjoyed this. Find us on Instagram. Our handle is @OnTheRuns. In there will be the link in bio, and you can find everything else. Our TikTok that I update once a month. Our YouTube channel that is going to, very soon, will be the Bex Gentry full interview up there as well with Aaron Azar, Ryan Van Duzer, Dave McGilvery, a few others. And so subscribe to that YouTube channel. It's not the most professional YouTube channel, but it will be one day when we have more employees like Tara Watt. So thank you. Follow us. Check us out. Go listen to the Bex episode if you haven't. Go listen to everyone's episode if you haven't. And thank you for being a listener. Erika, save me and take us home.
You know we love you. And don't forget to stretch.
3, 2, 1,
Host Matt Wilpers Sweat Fest. Yes! How you feeling?
Oh, good, awesome. That was amazing.
That was a pure Zone 4 ride, even though it really shouldn't have been.
Yes, this was awesome.
I hope it comes out good, like the audio.
Ah, it was so much fun.